The Mitch, Lafon, and Jeremy White Show.
The Mitch, Lafon, and Jeremy White Show.
Available wherever you stream.
Catch up on past interviews and episodes on demand now.
Subscribe so you don't miss any of it.
There they are. Yo! What's going on?
Hello. G'day.
Wow.
Welcome to almost midnight in Montreal. It's terrific.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I love the fact that you guys are in like a super exotic place looking all awesome and we're just here like, yeah, it's not as cool.
I know. thinking about tea and crumpets and going to bed. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, look.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. Look, let's get right into this. Daydream catapulted this trio into the limelight, scoring the #1 single at Australian country radio. Their brand new song, Oops, I Love Ya. It's officially out now. Pick it up wherever you stream and request it at radio. I'm sorry to disappoint the Buckleys. We're not Kyle and Jack Yo. It's Mitch, Lafon, and Jeremy White. Welcome to the show, the Buckleys.
You guys are just as great to us in our parts.
Even better.
Real quick, is it mandatory to wear AC/DC shirts in Australia and work with Inaccess managers? I'm just curious.
Always. Yeah.
Especially ACD shirts, yeah.
It's part of the law. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I mean, look, to be fair, you look at AC/DC, Mutt Lange was married to Shania Twain, and the two of them did, in fact, change the world of country. And now you guys are coming out in 2022 with this incredible pop country stuff. Basically, a game changer. I mean, you kind of have something in relation there. I mean, you know.
Thank you.
Well, that's very kind. It's pretty cool. We have some pretty cool Aussie legends to have come up through the music industry. Yeah, AC/DC, Inaccess, and all those guys. Actually, Lafon is wearing an Inaccess shirt.
Oh, I am so
Nice.
See, it's the law.
I mean, to be fair, I think you'd be excommunicated if you didn't, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Actually 100% correct.
My Lord. She's got a rose tattoo shirt underneath on top of that.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Where are your band t-shirts?
I know. Well, I got the Scorpions tonight, and what?
I'm doing Genesis, Invisible Touch.
There you go.
Nice.
It's the greatest album. But hey,
I'm the odd one out.
Pardon me?
I'm the odd one out. I should have worn a band t-shirt.
No, you got the stage shtick going. You got like the wardrobe. I like that.
We like the wardrobe.
Yeah. Okay, so look, let's talk about the music. Brand new single, Oops, I Love You, going to be hitting radio across America. Basically, I think it's a smash right off the top. I listened to it earlier and I was like, yeah, this is exactly what even hot AC kind of radio needs. Like, it's just upbeat, feel-good vibes. Talk a little bit about the song and like, how did this whole thing happen?
Oh, well, thank you so much for saying that. That's we're so excited. Finally have new music out. It's like next chapter after releasing our debut album. Yeah. It's actually kind of funny. This song, like the last 2 years, we obviously spent a lot of time writing together and at home. And this song was like kind of different to all of the other songs we've written and the way we've kind of come up with them. I was actually jamming with our youngest brother, the Buckley that no one knows about yet.
Oh.
He's 15.
The crazy one.
Yeah, just wait till he joins the band. But he plays drums and we were just jamming and I play bass. And so we kind of just started jamming on this like idea and he was like, Sarah, that bass line. And I probably would have forgotten about it. And then kind of jammed around it, just had something loose and then brought it to these guys. And kind of as a joke started singing Oops, I Love You. Like, I will change it later.
She bought it to us in Nashville.
No, we did it in your room.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah. We were writing it and we're like, I feel like there's something here. Let's wait. Because sometimes we'll start writing stuff and we'll be like, let's wait until we can like collaborate with someone who we know can just put their magic on it and like put a spin on it that we might not have seen. And so we did that with Oops. So yeah, we came up with like a little bit of the Oops, I Love You and all that here. But then we went over to Nashville and brought it up with Chad Carlson, who is our producer over there, produced that song. And so, yeah, it was just like such a fun song to write. It was.
So it was basically like the bass line, you're grooving, your brother's on drums, and he was like, oh, that's all. Like, it was something that you would have just thrown away had he not said something?
Yeah, totally. It was like, because he kept saying, like, Sarah, you got to, like, go, like, do more in that, whatever I was working on. And so I started jamming on it, kind of playing around with some melodies that you hear in the chorus and kind of brought it to these guys, and then Molly kept saying, because I sung "Oops, I Love You" kind of as a joke, but it was just the first thing that came into my head. And then Molly's like, "No, like that's what it is."
Oh, and she's like, "No, let's change it to this." I'm like, "We're not doing that."
I mean, look, it's a catchy title and it's easy to remember and sing. What more do you want?
Yeah, exactly. So it's funny. And then Chad really loves it as well. So I'm like, well, I guess that's the title. Oops, I love you. Glad I said it.
Right.
Exactly.
It's interesting because even listening to the song, it's got kind of like that early, like late 90s, early 2000s, like Shania, like Faith Hill kind of vibe. Like even in the production, like it's kind of cool to hear that kind of like melody over guitar, drums, and bass again in music, because less is more. And it really shines on this song.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that actually, because we were listening to a lot of like 90s at the time, like even like the Cardigans.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. So I had that on replay around the time.
Let me just ask you, you're going down the route or the route of country. You're young. Why not pop? Why not go the whole sort of Britney Spears, those kind of? Why not go that way?
Billie Eilish and Tate McRae.
Yeah, sorry, a little more more contemporary.
Come on, Mitch, give it the times. How come you're not going the Bonnie Tyler, Whitney Houston route?
Yeah.
I think it's just the way we were raised, because we were always brought up in country, and
I mean,
and like going to country music festivals, playing there. That's what first started. And we've always had a love for country music and everything, just like the wholesomeness of the songwriting and all of the great artists through the years. So I think that's always been our base.
Keith Urban.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really learned our chops like in Nashville, like writing and learning how to craft songs. So it feels like that's kind of our home. But I mean, that doesn't mean, we love playing. We play everywhere around Australia, like from the pop festivals, the blues festivals, the country festivals. So, it's really important for us not to kind of be pigeonholed into one box, but to be able to play to everyone, which is, all of our favorite bands, whether they came from country like Shania Twain or, Fleetwood Mac, who's, other genres. So yeah, we just kind of play what we feel, and whoever likes it, likes it.
Yeah. Lachlin, it's funny you talk about Nashville and stuff. I mean, even those records, you listen to Shania's records and, Faith Hill, you listen. I mean, you got people like Dan Huff and Brent Mason on the guitars, and, they've created some iconic guitar tones and licks over the years. Like, does that influence your guitar playing when you're in the studio, or?
Yeah, definitely, because there's so much guitar in every single thing out there. So it's like when you're in the studio recording, kind of try and bring in all those other influences, and you're doing it on the fly as well. So that's the scary thing. You just do it on the fly, like, all right, that works. Yeah. Just go with that and forget about it for a little bit and then come back to it. So yeah, there's definitely lots of different inspirations from all those artists and guitarists.
Who are some of the main guitar players like coming up? You're like, oh yeah, that is a sick player. Like that guy's got chops. Like, was there any guitar players that stuck out to you that influenced you?
Yeah, the main ones: Jimi Hendrix, can't forget.
Yeah.
Dwayne Allman from the Allman Brothers.
Wow.
And who else? Rory Gallagher, the guitarist from Thin Lizzy.
Scott Gorham.
Pardon?
Scott Gorham.
Scott Gorham, yeah. And what's the other guitarist name? Brian something.
Robertson? Anyway.
See, Mitch, that's your wheelhouse. You were supposed to know that.
I know.
Yeah, come on. Where were you when I named you?
But I do know Rory Gallagher, so that's kind of cool. No, but
there you go.
Do you see yourself then, if you're playing all these different festivals, then doing albums that have sort of all these elements? I mean, do you want to sort of become a top country act, or you just want to become a top act? And whether you do a pop song and, song 1 is country, song 2 is pop, song 3 is, whatever, hard rock. I mean, do you want to sort of just do whatever feels right?
Yeah, I feel like when we record and write, we just kind of want to make the best music we can and whatever we're feeling inspired by in that moment. And like I said, like in terms of who picks it up and who listens to it, we hope that everyone will, no matter where, they come from or what they listen to. Hopefully.
And we hope that everyone can kind of find a little bit of whatever they love in music when they listen, like in some way. So if someone loves country, they like hear that in it, or if someone likes rock, they hear a bit of that element in it. But yeah, I mean, I think we pretty much just love good music and all music. So it's hard to sound like only one thing when you try to listen to everything anyway. But yeah. Yeah, I feel like
a lot of those influences are poured into the songs in their own ways. Anyway,
and I can appreciate that in the "Oops, I Love You" single because listen, I'm the hard rock guy, I'm the Def Leppard guy, I'm the Genesis Bon Jovi guy, and I heard this song. Bon Jovi, right? Oh, are we going to talk Bon Jovi now?
Yeah.
yes. Oh my God.
Bring it on.
Listen, greatest American band ever. I'm just going to say that.
Right behind Van Halen.
That's not even the competition. It's Bon Jovi. But I'm just, when I hear your song, I come from that older school. I come from that 80s rock. And I heard this and right away it connected. I just went, it's a fucking great song. And Jeremy goes, it's the song of the summer. It's going to be a smash hit across radio. And I just went, yeah, it is. Because it's got all the elements you want. It's fun. I want to say it's light, but I don't want to take that as an insult. It's just fun. You hear it and you just go, dude, That's great.
Thank you.
Right?
That's very, that's very kind. And that's exactly like how we want it to connect with people. Like, no matter or regardless of what they're into, hopefully it just has kind of, a soul that can connect with most people.
Right.
Now, enough about that. Bon Jovi.
It's never.
This is not the Bon Jovi moment? No?
Molly used to work on the docks. Come on, sing it. Lachlan's been on strike.
I went through such a big Bon Jovi phase.
Me too.
when I was younger.
Dad just used to pump that stuff. We just pump that. Oh,
Yo, the dad rock. Come on.
Interview your dad. Can we interview Dad? Because he's obviously a great person. So actually, talk to me about that because, Oops, I Love You and what Bon Jovi does or Def Leppard, it's really not that different. I mean, it's sort of got the chorus. It's got the fun. How much did those bands influence you? That sort of what Dad was playing in a sense?
Pretty massively. I mean, Dad was an 80s rock and roll drummer, so we had a lot of that music while we were growing up as well, and he loved like pumping, Bon Jovi and Thin Lizzy. And so I think it's great music. Like you just can't deny it, you know what I mean?
It's just fun, euphoric music that you can help us sing along to and just feel good when you're listening to it.
Especially the big energetic choruses, like just the big sound. Like
Eagles.
When you listen to it, you're like, oh yeah, that's like, you can hear that in a stadium.
Totally. Especially, I really love like having listened to a lot of that music, just like the attitude, especially as like female singers. Like we didn't kind of grow up with any sort of like expectation of what like female vocalists are supposed to kind of have in their attitude or whatever. Like we just grew up singing everything from like Bon Jovi to Patsy Cline to Rolling Stones and like, everything. And so like having that kind of I love like that 80s energy and attitude and like of the male singers, but also like a lot of the female singers. We're so inspired by like Blondie and Joan Jett,
Kylie Minogue.
Yeah, Kylie Minogue, absolutely.
Oh, I love Kylie. I actually love Kylie. Yeah, she's my guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Good songs.
Guilty pleasure? You just love her because she's lovable. That's why.
Yeah. I got a question though. I mean, how does the family become musicians though? I mean, who grabbed the guitar? Like, did you guys start on drums and then keys and like trade instruments and then you settled on what you play now? Or like, how did that whole happen? Was it competitive?
I started on bass. Sarah was the original one to get super into like her guitar and songwriting, and then I started on bass. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like whatever. Like, I'll play 4-string.
I'll just play the G string and whatever.
Yeah, this when I was like 10 years old, 11.
Right.
And then Ollie, do you play mandolin or fiddle or something?
Yeah, I mean, we always kind of play music because Dad had a what's it called? Practice room in our
like a jam space,
rehearsal space.
Yeah.
No, was he in a band?
Yeah. So
which one?
The Radiators. That was his
big Aussie rock band. Yeah.
That was his
You'll be like, what?
Oh, look at that!
The Radiators just went #1 on iTunes thanks to this interview.
That is some top quality rock right there.
So the instruments were sitting around then. You were exposed to music properly.
Totally. And so, I mean, there was a drum kit. Sarah jumped on drums. I think that was like your first instrument.
Yeah. Dad bought Sarah a drum kit. So weird.
And we just about the drums, and then I switched to guitar like 2 weeks later.
We had like microphones set up, so we were all singing and And then when we kind of grew a bit more, then we like chose our instruments a bit more. So like I found the mandolin from like we used to have this jam night in Billy Nudgel
Hotel.
Hotel.
Our local pub.
Yeah.
In the bush.
And there was like a hillbilly across, like literally over the hill, like literally over the hill. A hillbilly named Hillbilly Robbie. And he came with his mandolin. And I was like, what's that?
Like, what is this medieval instrument?
Yeah, right? No
it's
one knows
in my
that.
ears.
By the way, Jeremy, I'm looking this up. Mick Buckley, member of the Radiators, 1978 to present. They're still going on. Look at this.
Oh my God.
He's not with the Rads anymore.
He doesn't play with the Radiators, but we have started bringing him on stage at our shows to play an old Radiators song. And like all the audience like knows it because they're kind of, an Aussie classic band. And
that's awesome though. Come on.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Now, so then I guess when you decide to go into music, Dad doesn't go, oh, stop it. Go be a lawyer. Just go to school.
Go drive Uber.
Yeah, go do it.
This is the thing. It's like, oh yeah, do what you want to do what you love, but just be prepared for the music industry if that's the road you're going down.
Yeah. He always apologizes. He's like, I'm so sorry for getting you into the music industry. I'm so sorry. This is such a dumb idea. Like, what are you guys? I'm sorry.
I should have listened to your mom.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that is sound advice. The music industry can suck.
I appreciate it.
It's too late.
Yeah. But you know what? Hey, you need somebody honest like that in your life to kind of keep you grounded, right?
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. It is great that we have parents that do know the music industry and the ups and downs that goes with it. And there's, we didn't grow up with any kind of illusion of what it is or kind of romantic fantasy of what it looks like. Like we knew what, being a musician looks like because Dad has always been a musician.
Yeah, we'd be going to his shows when we were kids, falling asleep behind him on the stage. So
yeah, exactly. And so the hard work that it takes and everything that goes into it, we fell in love with, that side as well. Just like and the journey.
We've always been taught to just like love the process because you never know where you'll end up or how you'll end up. So you got to be like happy right now.
Right.
That's
let me just ask you about that. How did you end up where you are? I mean, how did you get onto Universal Music and work in Nashville? And I mean, you're still, at least over here, you're still high school aged. How did you go from being kids in your bedroom just plopping on the bass to international interviews, #1 singles, awards? I mean, you should be 27, not 17.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's we kind of, like we said, we just always have done it as a family. So like we would go to country music festivals growing up from the time when I was about 12 years old. And so just kind of, it's been this, long journey of us just doing what we love and together as a family. And it just kind of snowballed. And, me and Molly saved up for ages to get to Nashville by the time I was 16 years old. So we eventually got to Nashville and just did kind of a family trip over there. And then, met people and started songwriting, and that just kind of grew all of that, and started recording. And then eventually we met the founder of our record label, Chris Murphy, who managed Inaccess, and that's how he signed our record label, and Universal Music is just so incredible as well. So it's just been this kind of ongoing natural progression and journey, and I don't know, here we are.
super thankful.
Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing. And you hear the new song and you just think this band's about to explode. I mean, if this is how good it is already, I can't imagine like 2 years down the road, once you've had a chance to tour, now that the pandemic is sort of done and you can actually leave your country.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, how did that affect you, by the way? Because you had your singles going on in Australia. You had stuff going on. You had these trips to Nashville, and then they went, you can't go anywhere. You can't tour.
You're staying home.
What did that do?
Dropping our first album on within the first week of the world shutting down.
That was the first single. But we also dropped our first album during the pandemic and lockdown. And it was like, it was good because at least we could release something and have
keep the momentum going.
Yeah, keep the momentum going. And even though like one of our favorite things is actually going out and playing shows.
Right. Memento needs shows. You need shows.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The musicians.
Yeah, you kind of got bills to pay, right?
And it's also like so like part of the process of recording. Like you write your song, you go in the studio, you plan for the release, and then after the release, that's the time when you kind of go play it in front of people, and then you get it reciprocated or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when
energy.
exactly. And then when that's not there, it's kind of like it's like things are happening, but it's
hard to see it because you're not living the
Yeah.
experience. You kind of it's all kind of from home or
It's on,
whatever.
like,
But
the internet. I don't know.
But then look, I mean, you listen to the first record you guys put out and then you jump to this. I mean, it's a little bit different. It's almost like, taking a step further. And I mean, being kind of locked down and looking at the first record, does it make you like reevaluate things like, oh, maybe we should do this or maybe go in this route or have a little bit more fun, or like, does it change your approach to the music?
yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that happen that we're so kind of thankful for in a way that, wouldn't have happened if we had been out on the road. So, for example, I started playing bass because we were at home doing all these virtual we did a world virtual tour with Live Nation, and we were just playing at home, and we didn't have a bass player because we couldn't, our bass player.
Come on, get the Pro Tools rigged up.
Sorry.
Come on.
Yeah.
Aren't those virtual tours the greatest? Just go to the fridge and grab me some milk.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, now, next song. All right.
Yeah.
You hear like someone like clashing dishes in the background,
Dogs
making
barking.
dinner.
Yeah.
It's like, this
Listen,
is-
I'm doing this from at home, and I got this dog sitting on the bed and going, I just hope nobody comes in. I just hope nobody comes in. Because they will be barking any moment,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you've heard our dog has just barked a few times.
I have. I actually thought it was mine. I was like,
Yeah. But wait, hold on. So I was going to say, talk about the live show then, because I mean, it's obviously the three. How do you bring out like extra, like, I mean, you're going to bring out the 15-year-old brother at some point to play drums, or like, what's the live show? Like, what's the approach to it?
Yeah, well, we're pretty kind of, like we said, we kind of love all those kind of old school bands. Like we're bigly influenced by the 80s and people like Bon Jovi and those live style shows. So we definitely have that kind of element to our live show. It's kind
Everybody
of,
running around like...
Yeah, Tarzan ropes and,
pyrotechnic. Are you doing the pyro? Are you doing the pyro?
But you know what? Look, I always go back and tell Mitch, like, one of the biggest influences in my life, like growing up, was watching Shania Twain's Up Live in Chicago DVD. And you see the band.
I watch that all the time.
I watch it religiously. We've had like Brent Barkus and we've had Corey Churko on the show and talking about that DVD. But it's just so cool to see all the band walking around on stage. Like, it was a vibe, and like you don't see that anymore.
Totally. Yeah. So that's a big part of, we have our drummer, Vinny, and Dylan will probably start playing with us soon, our younger brother. We're kind of training him up. So we might have 2 drum kits at one point.
Yes.
Two-piece horn section where we got the budget.
Yeah, we have
Right.
a 2-piece horn section sometimes on the road.
They're gonna become Guns N' Roses before they get to their next album.
You got to have the 3 fiddles, like doing the whole thing.
Yes. Oh my God, they're like pixies.
Yes.
So you feel like they're like little pixies running around the stage in Shania's band.
Be epic.
I love it.
It'd be epic.
Yeah.
Oops, I Love You. Available now wherever you get your music. I just want to talk, Lachlin, really quickly. I've seen you playing this double neck guitar in like a bunch of these videos. Like, what's the deal with the double neck? Because I'm a guitar player too, and it's a real task to be playing and carrying around a double neck. Like, how did that whole thing start?
I've just gotten used to it. Hey, I don't know how or why. But yeah, it's 12 strings on the top, 6 string on the bottom.
Yeah.
And it does, I have to say, it adds a massive flavor to our live sound. And in pretty much all the songs, I switch between 12 and 6. So like choruses in 12 or 6 and vice versa.
Right.
And it just adds a massive flavor to the live sound, which I didn't actually think it would add, and like as much of a difference as it did. So yeah, it's a pretty cool guitar to play live and pretty fun as well.
Yeah. Are you playing
Just wait
real?
till you have a 20-year career and you're 40 and your back's hurting, going, I should never have fucking played.
It literally weighs the same as a Les Paul.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you look at Steve Vai. Steve Vai just got this guitar made from Ibanez. It's called the Hydra, and it's got like 5 necks on it. It's got like a harp built into it. And
It's ridiculous.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
Are you playing through real amps? Or are you using fractals? Running a stereo rig? Like, talk about gear a little bit.
I'm running a stereo rig to 80-watt speakers, or it depends what the house amp is. I got my amp, two 12s, and then I'll use whatever other amp I have access to, run that stereo through the pedal board.
Yeah.
And yeah, just that really.
Sarah, are you guys like gear heads too, or are you just kind of like, we'll play through whatever's there?
Yeah, I'm not really, because I kind of
Sarah's like, just give me a bloody lead to plug into my bass, and then we're done.
I'll just take a DI box. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, literally. I'm
and
not
if
joking.
it's not like going boo boo, she's like hates
I know.
any like tinny sound.
I know what I wanted to sound like, but I'm not, because I'm more like, songwriting and that kind of world, more so than gear.
She's a lead singer.
Right.
I'm just like, it sound big and bassy, and that's all
She
I
wants to
care
get
about.
punched in the face by the bass.
Yeah.
That's what
I want everyone to feel
should be.
it in their heart.
Yeah. As long as the bass and vocals are loud, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
So, Oops, I Love You. Obviously, the first taste of what we can expect 2022 from the Buckleys. Are we gonna a full record in the works? Are we gonna do the EP? Like, what's the approach, and what can we expect this year?
The thing is, if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Does it include a cover of the Radiators Coming Home, their big debut single?
We definitely thought about it.
We definitely thought about it.
Yeah.
Their debut single. Charted at number 33 on the Kent Music Report.
We'll send it to you guys, and we can have just like our own little leaked version.
Yeah. It'll be an inside joke between us.
That'll be perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a big double deluxe LP gatefold vinyl coming from the Buckleys, which is exciting.
You know it.
And,
They're gonna be
Slippery When Wet, best Bon Jovi album ever, correct?
Oh, so
Slippery
good.
When Wet,
Also,
you say?
just what a name.
Yeah.
What a name.
Right. Whatever. New Jersey, Slippery When Wet, number 1.
I love it. So good. Oh my god, one of the guys who does our production in our team,
He hates us. He hates us saying this story, by the way. So every time we say it, he's just like gets so mad. But we're gonna.
Oh well, let's hear it.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
John Bon Jovi's double. So he had like kind of in the 80s
on the Slippery When Wet tour.
On the tour, he had like a similar build and like the mullet, curly hair. And so he got called into the office one day saying, so like, this is your new job. When we need you, you just need to come in and just run from the hotel room to the limo. And John Bon Jovi will go at the back, and he just wears the hat things and runs. And that was his job.
Oh, that's amazing.
He'd get executed by women when they found out that it wasn't Bon Jovi. They were like throwing full swings.
Yeah,
they were not forgiving. They were not forgiving.
You guys got a picture of this guy? You got to get a picture of them like side by side, like from back in the day.
We've been trying to get a hold of it because he showed us. We like tried to steal it from his phone, but we haven't got it yet.
Right.
Oh, we need that.
Yeah.
Remember Jeremy in Montreal when John 5 took my outfit and I had to wear his outfit so we could.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you wore his jacket. Nobody believed you were John 5, by the way.
Yeah, I walked out in his big pimp jacket, and they were like, "What, are you John?" I was like, "No." And he took my foreigner hat and he went out the other side.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
John
That's
so
amazing, so good.
So are you guys, just real quick before we wrap up here? I mean, are you going to be hitting the road? You going to come to America this year for like a bunch of shows and stuff?
That is definitely the plan. So
Look,
yeah,
whenever we get a chance, we're on the plane.
Oh,
Love it.
We'll be there tomorrow.
Hey,
Here's the
No, we
important
can't
question: You come to Montreal, do Jeremy and I get a God pass?
God pass, yeah.
God, yeah.
I don't know
All
what that
access.
means, but I'm good.
Sign.
Yeah.
you got to make sure it says it on your pass sheet. It's got to say all access God pass, because that's what Kiss puts on their passes.
We have one God pass and then one Sister Mary pass.
Ah,
Do that one.
and Mitch's sister Mary.
If it gets me into the show, whatever.
Oh, it's amazing. Well, look, new music from the Buckleys. Make sure you go and pick it up wherever you get music. Request it at your local radio station. Catch them on the road this year, and look out for some incredible stuff from this absolutely phenomenal fan band in 2022. Sarah, Molly, Lachlin, this was fantastic. So great to meet you, and best of luck.
Thank you. We can't wait to see you in person.
Yeah, you guys are going to smash it with this new song. I just can't wait to see it blow up. It's going to be great.
It's a terrific song. It really is going to blow up. Really is.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it. It's been a pleasure talking with you cats.
Yeah. All Bon Jovi discussions.
Yes.
and Def Leppard.
And Def Leppard. And Van Halen. And Shania Twain. What more do you want? Up live in Chicago. Man. Sarah, real quick, what's your favorite Shania Twain song?
Oh my god. Oh my god. On the spot. I mean, don't impress me much. Obviously, it's such a. How can you look past? But I've recently been playing along to the one that's in Twister. No one needs to know right now.
Right.
It hits you right
that
now.
bridge section. I'm not lonely.
Yeah.
I was up at 3 a.m. this morning.
Calm down.
I was up at 3 a.m. this morning, somehow stumbling upon, I didn't know this existed until now, Shania Twain and Harry Styles at Coachella. And I was like 3 a.m. watching. And then I was so inspired. I started like playing, jumping on the piano after it. I was
yeah, man.
So joyous.
It's the best. I mean, that dude is living out my childhood fantasy, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Iconic duo.
You start playing that F note. Dan. I mean, come on. It's iconic. Yeah. Okay, so you're Lachlin Buckley. That don't impress me much.
Yes. Oh my god, that's good. We have to do that.
Are you trying to fight right now? I will find.
The Mitch Lafon and Jeremy White Show.
The Mitch Lafon and Jeremy White Show.
Available wherever you stream.
Catch up on past interviews and episodes on demand now.
Subscribe so you don't miss any of it.